According to one count, there are 252 MiG-31s in the inventory of the Russian Air Force. Moscow began modernizing its Foxhound fleet to the MiG-31 BM and BSM variants starting in 2010, and plans to have 100 upgraded by 2020. The BM includes modernized cockpit displays, a hands-on throttle and stick, HOTAS, and a new Zaslon-IM radar with maximum detection range increased to 200 miles. It also is upgraded to employ the latest generation of long-range air-to-air missiles, including the R-33S, the R-77, the Russian equivalent to the US AIM-120, and the super long-range R-37, intended to be a tanker and a walks killer. The new Foxhounds are also capable of mounting up to 18,000 pounds of air-to-ground smart bombs and anti-radar missiles in case Moscow needs some additional strike planes. Finally, the BMs have new data links integrating the MiG-31's sensors with ground-based radars and friendly fighter planes, allowing the Foxhound to coordinate the entire air defense system. A flight of 4 of the upgraded Foxhounds could patrol a swath of airspace over 400 miles across. In the last decade of the Cold War, the MiG-31, codenamed Foxhound by NATO, enjoyed a certain mystique in the West. The same grainy aerial photos of the high-speed fighter would show up in aviation publications, along with ominous speculation over its capabilities. But unlike its peers, the MiG-29 and Su-27, the Foxhound never fully emerged from obscurity after the Cold War. The reason is simple: the MiG-31 was built to be a home defense interceptor, and was neither exported nor used in combat. But Moscow maintains hundreds of the fighters in its inventory as parts of its multi-layered air defense network, and will continue to do so for years to come. The Foxhound emerged as an attempt to improve on a somewhat disappointing predecessor, the MiG-25 Foxbut. The twin-engine Foxbut remains the fastest-flying operational fighter, able to attain speeds over Mach 3 and fly up to 70,000 feet in order to counter the US XB-70 Valkyrie supersonic bomber, which did not end up entering production. The Foxbut enjoyed an inflated reputation in Western aviation circles until Soviet defector Viktor Belenko flew one over to Japan in 1976, allowing the Pentagon to discover what the Soviets had long been aware of. For all of its speed, the Foxbut was a bit of a dog when it came to maneuverability and could not maintain supersonic speeds at low altitude. Furthermore, it could attain Mach 3 speeds only by burning its engines out beyond their heat tolerance. After the defection, the MiG-25 began to be sold for export, while the Soviet Union focused on building a better high-speed interceptor out of the Foxbut airframe. Moscow was no longer just concerned solely by high-altitude high-speed bombers, but also low-altitude cruise missiles zipping through gaps in its radar defenses. New design elements included a backseat weapon systems officer to operate a powerful new radar, improved long-range air-to-air missiles, and better engines. This much-evolved Super Foxbut, designated the MiG-31, was distinguished by the addition of a backseat weapon systems officer, WSO, to operate its large Zaslon S-800 passive electronically scanned array, PESA, radar. The heavy radar had a maximum range of 125 miles and featured look-down, shoot-down capability to detect and target low-flying aircraft, which was not widespread at the time. An infrared red search and track system, IRST, further complemented its sensor suite. The centerpiece of the Foxhound's armament was its new R-33 long-range missiles, codenamed the AA-9 AIMS by NATO. The R-33 are considered the Soviet equivalent to the AIM-54 Phoenix missiles used by U.S. Navy F-14s. The large radar-guided missiles were mounted under the MiG-31's belly for engaging opposing bombers at long ranges of up to 75 miles. The Foxhound's radar enabled it to launch at up to 4 aircraft simultaneously. 4 to 6 additional medium or short-range air-to-air missiles could be mounted under the wings. Unlike the Foxbut, the Foxhound was also armed with a 23mm cannon. The MiG-31 retains the Foxbut's high-altitude performance, though it is a bit slower at Mach 2.83, still faster than any Operation Western fighters today. More importantly, it can fly up to Mach 1.23 at low altitude, which the MiG-25 cannot. This makes it ideal for hunting ground-skimming cruise missiles and fighter bombers. Nonetheless, the Foxhound is not highly maneuverable, and cannot safely pull more than 5 gs while flying supersonic. The MiG-31 would not fare well in air-to-air engagements against contemporary fighters such as the F-15, but that's simply not what it was designed to do. The Foxhound is intended to close on intruders at high speeds, fire off its missiles and disengage.